In this video, we're going to talk about multiplying complex numbers. Right? We've talked about adding and subtracting. This time, we're going to talk about multiplying complex numbers. One really important fact that you need to know for multiplying complex numbers is you need to really know what I squared is equal to. Right? And I squared, and we'll just show it one more time. I squared means I times I, and if we remember, I is the square root of negative 1. So I have the square root of negative 1 times the square root of negative 1, and that's equal to negative 1. Okay? So really important for this topic, you need to really know that I squared is equal to negative 1. Okay? I squared is equal to negative 1. Alright, so here's our first example. We want to multiply the complex number 5 plus 2i, and we want to multiply that times negative 3 minus 4i. When we write our final answer, don't forget, we want our final answer to be a complex number in the format a plus bi, where we have the real part first and then the imaginary part second. Okay, so we can go ahead and multiply this. So let's multiply our binomials. Right? So let's see. The first two multiplications, 5 times negative 3, that's negative 15. And then 5 times negative 4i, that's negative 20i. And then 2i times negative 3, that's negative 6i. And then 2i times negative 4i, what would that be? That would be negative 8 times I squared. All right, so let's try to simplify this. I would have negative 15, and then I can combine these two. Negative 20i minus 6i, that would become negative 26i. All right, and then what about this part here? Negative 8 times I squared. Well, remember what we talked about in the previous slide. What does I squared equal to? What is that equal to? I squared is equal to negative 1. So this part here, this is just saying negative 8 times negative 1, and negative 8 times negative 1 is positive 8. So we have negative 15 minus 26i plus 8. Right? And then we can still combine this part, negative 15, and this 8. We can combine our real numbers. So that would be negative 7 minus 26i for my final answer. Okay, remember, again, we want to have our final answer in this format, where we have our real part and then our imaginary part. Alright, I want you to try this one on your own. Okay, so go ahead and multiply these. Let's check to see if you got it right. So let's multiply, let's distribute this negative 2. So this would be negative 2 times 6 is, negative 2 times 6 is negative 12, and then negative 2 times negative 3i is positive 6i. And then we can multiply these, distribute this one. The negative 4i times 6 is negative 24i, and then negative 4i times negative 3i is plus 12i squared. Let's simplify. We can combine 6i and negative 24i. So this would be negative 12 minus 18i. And then let's think about what this last part would be. 12 times I squared. Right? Remember, I squared is negative 1. So this would be plus 12 times negative 1, which is the same thing as negative 12. So I've got negative 12 minus 18i minus 12. Final answer should be negative 24 minus 18i. I want you to try one last one to see if you really got this. Go ahead and do this one on your own. Alright, let's see if you got it right. Okay, so I'm going to distribute the 3. So 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. 3 times 2i is plus 6i. And let's distribute the negative 8i. So negative 8i times negative 5 is plus 40i. Negative 8i times 2i is negative 16i squared. Right, let's simplify this. So we have negative 15, and then we can combine 6i and 40i, that's 46i. And the last part here, this is negative 16 times I squared. I squared is, of course, negative 1. So this last part here is equal to positive 16. So final answer, we have negative 15 plus 46i plus 16. That simplifies down to 1 plus 46i.